to lose my brother to learn the value of relationships. I can't forget, I take myself a little trip down memory lane. It's as real as it gets. Sometimes I scare myself from what I really might do. I keep telling you, I've got a couple screws loose, but you refuse to believe the things that I say to you. That's okay, you can join me in the institute. Lean back, come on, get relaxed. Take another hit, headed for a relapse. Lose your mind with me. Lose your mind with me. Lean back, come on, get relaxed. Take another hit, headed for a relapse. Lose your mind with me. Lose your mind with me. I am back, I am better than ever. I survived a little storm and kept my own shit together. But inside my desperation, I was seeking desperate measures. There's a change up in the season, and I'm just a little weathered. There's a thin line between happiness and misery. Pursuit of truth, life is not a fucking mystery. Get a clue, common sense is not your enemy. I was just like you, concerned with just the victory. I used to be a hothead, got a firm grip on my temper. I'm on that next level, balanced and I'm centered. Pain is dangerous, it seems to be my motivator. I'm the type to shoot first and ask the questions later. Can't tell me nothing, this motherfucker knows I tried. I sent him messages, 1,000 prayers with no reply. Can't call my nightmares with a motherfucking lullaby. So fire up that cigarette, pour a shot that multiplies. Lean back, come on, get relaxed. Take another hit, headed for a relapse. Lose your mind with me. Lose your mind with me. Lean back, come on, get relaxed. Take another hit, headed for a relapse. Lose your mind with me. Lose your mind with me. With clenched fists, my hands steady. I'm ready to take this leap of faith, and my palms sweaty. I'm so afraid, in a state of panic. I'm a basket case. I step back, I'm hell bent. In this first attempt, gotta keep the pace. If God forgives, I'm ready to live this life full of unpromised days. So fuck it now, I'm all in. Hate motherfuckers wanna keep me down, and what goes around, it comes around. If heaven don't want me, then I'm hellbound. And inside my man, it's Southside land. Set fire to the past, walk through these ashes, fighting for the best. Still black, for the shopping. Come and take a ride with me, motherfucker, hop in. Welcome back at a full clip. All aboard this crazy train. No money, no cars, no champagne, but I'm still alive and I can't complain. But drama free, it's plain to see. Getting used to these growing pains. Success is certain, back to work, and goddamn, I can feel the change. Side of the coin, I'm paranoid. At the surface, I play it cool and I'm afraid of heights, but out of spite, you put me up on this pedestal. But I love you, and I can't deny. Drive myself crazy with the reasons why I can't come to terms with the word goodbye. And the reason is there's no reply. Spread some sunlight on my darkest days. Show me the beauty when the color fades.
Hey.
So I'm not afraid. Spread some sunlight on my darkest days. Spread some sunlight on my darkest days. Show me the beauty when the color fades. Give me the courage, so I'm not afraid. Spread some sunlight on my darkest days.
What's up, everybody? Sorry, it's having an issue with the mic. Not one to fucking pick up. It's good now. We're good. I panicked. Couldn't get to the show.
And everything around me is so diseased. So answer this: who the fuck are you? And who the fuck am I supposed to be? Should I listen to God and all his prophets? Listen to the greed that aligns my pocket. Listen to the hypocrites compared to the prophet. Listen to the pain that I clearly adopted. I can't move on when I'm stuck in the past. Hard to forget with a flag at half mast. Hard to live in the mood so fast, and everything around me is made of glass. And I wanna let you know that I got the message. Stuck in the rut and I'm up for suggestions, but where the fuck is the light in my tunnel? So hand me the balance, I'm starting to stumble. They always say that the strong survive. How do we know too young to die? When happiness is in short supply, they hand you a pill and they tell you to try. I love you, and I can't deny. Drive myself crazy with the reasons why I can't come to terms with the word goodbye. And the reason is there's no reply. Spread some sunlight on my darkest days. Show me the beauty when the color fades.
What's everybody else doing? What's up? Sorry about the late start, guys. I apologize. I was actually on track to be on time, but you know how that goes.
Yeah. I want you to listen to me. Now pay attention. Welcome to my sideshow. Enjoy the free admission. The drama club isn't accepting submissions. Done with all that bullshit. This family's nothing to fuck with. Unless you really want it, then we'll add you to that hit list. Tried to prevent these events to such extent. I gave in. I was hell-bent. I still lost you in the end. I take 2 steps forward and I take 3 steps back. You can hear the contradiction. Maybe I really am a psychopath. The meaning in life, it's not a secret that you keep. It's days and weeks of feeling weak, no sleeping and repeat. Lose your mind and then you find it and get buried underneath the happiness, the pain, and you be getting no relief. What the fuck am I saying? All you faggots paying attention. God blessed you with ears, but you idiots never listen. I guess in what I'm saying, since there is no comprehension, my bleeding heart fell apart. Let it be your intervention. Lean back, relax, take another hit, headed for a relapse. Lose your mind, lose your
I'm over
mind
on
with
Facebook,
me.
huh?
Lose your mind with me. Lean back, come on, get relaxed. Take another hit, headed for a relapse. Lose your mind with me. Lose your mind with me. I sit back and I reflect and I think about the past. It's set in stone, I have to view it through the glass. Made a lot of mistakes, I'm learning to adapt. I sit alone and overanalyze the aftermath. No straight and narrow, always seeking out a shortcut. And in the further back, see me playing catch up in the days of sit and wonder, are my days really numbered? Shit, I don't know, but I ain't getting any younger. Not made up, but I made up. I suggest that you just keep it zip. Had to lose my brother to learn the
Here we
value
go,
of
guys.
relationships. I can't forget, I take myself a little trip down memory lane. It's as real as it gets.
The following program contains deep state operatives. I have used the quantum computer and I have infiltrated the top of this show to warn you not to watch these people. They are very dangerous, they are Satanists, they are not patriots, and they are here to fill your head with absolute garbage about the good work that me and Fraudy and all of the gang do in getting that incredibly accurate intel to you. Now the new one, there's a new panellist here. Don't like her at all. Not keen. not keen on her. I have been watching her. I can tell you without a shadow of a doubt, she's deep state. I wouldn't even send her a tie. Not interested.
Wednesday the 6th, Griftbusters 6 coming, guys. Make sure you're ready for that.
Things are happening, and we're getting close, okay? Things are happening, and we're getting close, Things are happening, and we're getting close, okay? Things are happening, getting close, getting close. Something is not right here, guys. Pedo Joe showing his behind, which you can't do. It's confirmation of what we've heard. The ELECTION to the FRAUD. Got the. But things are happening, and we're getting close. Okay, things are happening, and we're getting close. Things are happening, and we're getting close. Okay, things are happening, getting close. Lots of stuff's going on. Everything is coming together. But this is just the first domino to start falling. I believe that. We're going to find out. Don't take my word for it. Look into it. You'll see. Things are happening, and we're getting close. Okay? Things are happening, and we're getting close. Things are happening, and we're getting close. Okay? Things are happening, getting close. Quit listening to the mainstream media because they're liars. They are liars. That's what liars do. They lie. They're liars. I can't believe they would lie. You might say, okay, Brad, well, what's going to happen now? Well, I don't know. I think we all know that.
That is Brad's Ballad by BT. Thank you for the music, BT. Jay Reese, artwork by Groiper, actually, is one of our artwork guys, and he has a brand new piece of merch for us. These are the Patriot Street Fighter platform saddle shoes, available in black only to match your sick-ass Harley that donations bought you. Now available at coltclub.com/merch, coltclub.com/merch. This is in collaboration with Scott McGay. He gave us the full authority. Now, I want to be very clear. These do not come in a pair. You pick which side you want the Frankenstein boot on. You pick which side you want the Frankenstein boot on, and that's the only one you get. So when you order, please designate left or right, or you will receive neither. Left or right, or you'll receive neither. By the way, thank you to Raina also for our new logo that we got going on. I appreciate that. I'm Will Bird. This is the Cold Beer Confessional. We had Brad's Ballad coming in. We had the announcement of Griftbusters 6, which is a week from today on the 6th. Wednesday the 6th. That'll be 4:30 Eastern Standard Time. Intel Lady, now a part of Griftbusters. That should be fun. I'm super excited. Intel Lady's not going to be in character, right? She's going to be herself. If so, I think that's really cool because I've never actually talked to her. Like I've spent plenty of time talking to her in character in chat, but I think it'd be fun to actually speak with her. Thank you for joining us. I appreciate it. Will Bard, Cold Beer Confessional. If you want to support the stream, you guys know how to do it. I'll start the bot up, but you can go to coltclub.com. Spelled with K's, KULTKLUB, coltclub.com. And you can leave a donation there. You can also go to, if you're coming from Facebook, especially buymeacoffee.com/coldbeer. Those should both pop up on the screen. We've been having some trouble with the Buy Me a Coffee site, which reminds me I need to refresh it right now. But yeah, those usually pop up on the stream, and when they show up, leave a message, whatever. Either a robot will read it, or I'll read it, or we'll take care of it. Hopefully, the coffee one works. If it doesn't, I check my email address to make sure if they go through, that we can get it and get it read. So if you want to support the stream that way, you're more than welcome. But all we ask is you leave a like and share the video. You can like the video on Facebook and like the page. You can also like the video on YouTube and share the video or subscribe to the page. Share it in both places, actually. And then make sure you subscribe to all the channels. We'll go ahead and get started. We got a show for tonight. Sorry about the late start. I had some issues with my audio and didn't sleep well last night. A lot of stuff going on. But I still got a show together. I kind of scrambled and changed ideas at the last minute because of something I heard during a podcast. So that's mostly what we're going to cover. We've got a few things that hit right off the bat, but mostly what I'm going to cover is has to do with the U.S. corporation, Act of 1871. Everybody's spreading this. I get this all the frickin' time. I don't know why, but it keeps being sent to me, so I guess I'll keep covering it. That's all I can do. They threw a new wrench into the works today, though, by adding that there was the U.S. has been filed in bankruptcy court. U.S. corporation filed in bankruptcy court. I'll show you how they're manipulating that to make it fit their narrative, and while it's not true either, but we'll check it out. Before we get started with that, I do have something I definitely want to show. Here, and that is a show dedicated to our own member, audience member, I guess. Telegram user Rob P has been highlighted in his very own show dedicated to him about it's the lady that's been attacking the Bishop Big Daddy, as we like to call him around here, one of our patrons, if you will, Bishop Big Daddy, blowing the bitches down. He's here to get rid of the witches, the jackals, and the hoes. That would be Bishop Larry Gators. Fuse with God's Word has been there to discredit Bishop Big Daddy. And Rob P has been trying to stand up for him, as I understand. And here we go. Let's see what happened. I know it's not going to be good because we already got 2 of his comments on the fucking screen. What is this nonsense? This is an hour episode dedicated to Pastor Rob P.
So I want to take some comments that a viewer named Rob P posted on my channel, and I want to use this as a teaching opportunity for everyone's benefit. I don't want to just respond to Rob alone. And so he posted some Bible scriptures that challenge and oppose what I taught in this video that he responded to, titled The Proper Biblical Way to Deal with Witches and Demons. If you haven't watched it, please go watch it before you listen to what I'm saying here. So
damn it, Rob. What are you doing?
So Rob responds, and he says, he quotes Micah 5:10-12. In that day, declares the Lord, I will destroy your horses from among you and demolish your chariots. I will destroy the cities of your land and tear down all your strongholds. I will destroy your witchcraft, and you will no longer cast spells. And the Bible says that, word for word. So I quoted the Bible word for word. And it does say that God will destroy witchcraft and the witches will no longer cast spells. But as I responded to Rob, it is God who will destroy them, not Larry, and not his following of witch hunters that he's, raising up, right? Because he's stirring everybody up to join his cult, because that is what his ministry is, the way that he runs it. And
I don't know if he doesn't run a cult in the same way that I run a cult. My cult is 1,000% for my benefit and drug addiction. So the 2 different cults for sure.
And what he is doing now, this global movement of, witch hunting, that's a cult. I'm sorry. That's just how cults are. So Rob, yes, the Bible says that, but it is God who will destroy them, not us. Okay? We are supposed to follow the example of Jesus and our apostle Paul, who was handpicked and taught by Jesus to be our apostle. Then the next verse that he posts is Revelation 21:8. But the cowardly, the unbelieving, the vile, the murderers, the sexually immoral, those who practice magic arts, and those are witches, the idolaters, and all liars, they will be consigned to the fiery lake of burning sulfur. This is the second death. Once again, he's quoted from the Bible, word for word. But it's out of context if you are using this verse.
The bishop needs to come and personally thank us and our community, I'm pretty sure.
As I already replied to Rob, yes, all sinners will be destroyed. And I said, what's your point exactly? Because you keep posting scripture all over my channel, mostly out of context, right? And he responds straight from the Bible. Don't just pick the verses to help what you want to say. And he's correct. We're not to pick the verses to...
That's right.
What we want them to
fused
say,
with
which
God's
is
word.
what Rob is doing. He's plucking verses out of context and
Or should I say Karen Johnson, who lives at 1306 North Main Avenue in Murfreesboro, South Dakota. Phone number 486-132-8687. Social Security number 308-17-1908. Huh? You like the way Bishop burns these witches? Let's give out all your information. Your B positive blood type. Is this starting to chill a little bit?
making them say that what I'm teaching here about how we're to handle witches and demons is incorrect. But Rob, Revelation tells us, okay, that all unrepentant sinners, so it doesn't matter if you're a witch, it doesn't matter if you are a murderer, if you're a liar, if you die in your sin, that you're not saved, doesn't matter if you're a witch or a regular old run-of-the-mill sinner, you will be thrown into the lake of fire with your father, the devil, because sinners spiritually belong to the devil. They are children of the devil unless and until they get saved.
I made up that whole dox, by the way. I'm not doxing people. I just think it's funny that the bishop does.
We're all children of the devil spiritually until we got saved. Cute, beautiful.
It should have gave it away that I started a phone number with the second set of 3 digits was 134.
Innocent little babies are born spiritually as fallen people, and I know this is going to make some of your heads explode because we don't want to believe this about beautiful little innocent cute little babies, but they are born as children of the devil unless as they grow up they also accept Jesus. Now, having said that, we have a just and merciful loving God. So if a baby, a young
well,
child,
I prefer the God of vengeance, but yeah, you do you, lady.
They need to be saved. Why they need to accept Jesus? Why they are a sinner? Until they reach that age of accountability, should God forbid this small child, this baby die, they go straight to heaven, because God does not punish someone who does not have the ability to make that choice between God and the devil, okay? And that also applies to anyone who is mentally challenged. So even an adult who is like severely mentally disabled, and they can't understand, like you cannot preach the gospel to them. They will not comprehend. They do not have the ability to comprehend what you're telling them, okay? Those people are automatically saved. They will not go to hell, okay? But generally speaking, okay, for the rest of us who live long enough to understand the difference between, being a sinner, not being a sinner, why we need a savior, why we don't need, okay, that type of thing, then we are, until we make the decision to be saved, to turn to Christ, right, to submit to the Lord, then we are children of the devil. And for those people, yes, they will be thrown into the lake of fire, and it will be the second death. But you notice it's not just the witches, it's cowards, unbelieving, the vile, the murderers, the sexually immoral, those who practice magic arts, the witches, the idolaters, and all liars, right? We have shown you, well, actually he showed you himself from his mouth, and I've shown you with the Bible, that Larry is a liar. Okay, this is why you cannot just pluck a verse and say it's in the Bible, right? And why the Bible does not contradict itself when you understand it in its proper context. Otherwise, I showed you the verses that back up what I said in this video. Rob showed us other verses in the Bible that contradict those verses. So then, what? Does the Bible contradict itself? Because if the Bible contradicts itself, we can't believe the Bible. But no, the Bible doesn't contradict itself. The Bible, when we understand it in its proper context and we rightly divide the word as we're told to do in the Bible makes perfect sense, because we have to understand what applies to us and what doesn't. We have to understand the context in which a verse is being said. And this is the danger of plucking
that makes sense.
a verse out of the Bible, even the King James Bible, and quoting it word for word and saying it right from the Bible, straight from the Bible.
You can't quote it word for word. That's horrible. Who would do that?
Yeah, it's straight from the Bible. It's word for word, even out of the King James. But if you're not understanding it or teaching it or believing it in its proper context, it doesn't matter if it's straight from the Bible word for word out of the King James. It's not God's word. It's not truth. It's a lie. It's twisted scripture. You're twisting the scripture. You're twisting the context. Okay? Let me see if there were any more Bible quotes from Rob. Yep. He said here.
Oh, God, here we go. How many did you put on there, Rob?
27. And this is the verse that the now Bible-proven false bishop used to justify this witch hunt.
That's the problem with quoting Bible verses word for word. What? That you don't understand them?
Among you must be put to death. And notice Rob puts that in capitals to emphasize the point. Must be put to death. You are to stone them. Their blood will be on their own hands. Right? Okay. And does the Bible
heads?
say
that's not hands. That's heads.
Word for word out of the King James, it says that. It says it in every Bible translation. However, as I said to Rob, please learn to rightly divide the word. We are not under the Old Testament law of Moses. We are under the New Testament law of Christ.
She's having a fight all by herself.
Last time you saw somebody being stoned to death, right? Because you're to stone them. So in the Old Testament, they were commanded the method that the death sentence was supposed to be carried out. Okay? You couldn't hang them, you couldn't poison them, you couldn't crucify them, you couldn't give them a lethal injection if one was available. You had to stone them to death. When have you ever seen somebody stoned to death, in the free world anyway?
Well, yeah, good thing adding the free world, because it happens all the fucking time in any Islamic nation.
Who was the last person that you ever stoned to death, Rob?
I mean, the Taliban probably did it about 6 minutes ago.
In obedience to Leviticus. You haven't, because we're not under the law of Moses.
I don't think he's calling his own hypocrisy into question. I think he's calling yours.
Right? We don't put anyone to death for being a witch like they did under the law of Moses, nor do we put to death a false bishop, a false prophet, false teacher, like they did back then as well. Because
Rob, you better have at least 30 fucking Bible verses underneath this.
Even though he quotes the Bible, he doesn't understand.
Not yet.
Because the Bible also
I do see some members here.
Not just the witches that had to be put to death and stoned to death, but also the false prophets. Now, in the Old Testament, most people understand prophets to mean like they tell the future. God speaks to them, gives them a revelation, and they talk to the people, thus saith the Lord, right? Those were the major prophets. We don't have those kind of prophets today because Jesus fulfilled the prophets and the law. What prophet means is God's mouthpiece. So anyone who is claiming to speak for God, okay, whether you are a bishop, a Bible teacher, whatever, and you're saying...
Listen, I didn't want to pull out titles, but several weeks ago, I was actually commissioned and in full writing from I think it descended from God. I was made the Archbishop of Chaos and Calamity, and I would hate to strike you down.
Something that God didn't say. Okay,
what the fuck? No, we're not.
Includes even just teaching the Bible. Right? So Rob here, for example, he is saying, God said this, and he's quoting it right out of the Bible. But because he's quoting it out of context, by Bible definition, Bob is a false prophet. He's being a false prophet here. So under Old Testament law, we should stone Rob to death, because that is also what we are commanded to do in the Old Testament.
We should stone Rob to death? Bitch, you're that one out here attacking Bishop Big Dick and blowing the bitches down. I don't know.
Under the Old Testament law. But we're not going to stone Rob to death. We're not going to hurt him. We're not even going to stone the false bishop to death, because we don't live in the Old Testament under the law of Moses. We live in the New Testament under the law of Christ, which is grace. All right? So, and by the way...
She's coming to get you stoned, Rob. And not in the way that you would think.
Rob, thank you, because you reminded me that this Leviticus 20:27 is the very verse that the Bible-proven false bishop Larry Gators used to justify this unbiblical witch hunt that he is on, whatever he calls it, because he says, I never said a witch hunt. Well, yeah, you've got this global movement going on, Larry, where, you know, you're encouraging, you're recruiting all these people from all over the world to go on a witch hunt and
By the way, guys, how good does my bald head look? I added a halo light, and I think it looks pretty fucking awesome. What do you guys think? I can turn it down a little bit, but see, still got the highlights. Almost angelic, right?
those witches and got their demons.
Witches, jackals, and hoes.
In proper context, that is not how we are supposed to handle a real witch or a real demon-possessed person if one is actually among us. Okay? Bible context is everything. And then Rob posts even more, Leviticus 26. I will set my face against anyone who turns to mediums and spiritists to prostitute themselves by following them, and I will cut them off from their people. Okay. So I responded, yeah, so don't go get your palm read and you'll be fine. Because what this is saying is that God will turn against anyone who turns to a witch and follows them, right? So if you go to a psychic...
That's the dog of the false prophet fused with God. Not my dog.
Is going to tell you your...
No, let's skip ahead some. How long does she concentrate on Rob?
Some witch hunt.
Or have his comments up? Okay, hold on.
Patry says she's way off but she doesn't, put it on you or
Oh, she does more comments?
Did I respond to this one? I didn't respond. Other people did. What's your point? That's Old Testament. It means we're not supposed to use the services of a witch. Nothing in this video encourages anyone to go to a psychic. So again, I ask, what's your point? She's teaching sound doctrine as taught by Jesus and Paul regarding this matter. Yes, Milo is correct. What this means is you're not supposed
Milo is
to
correct.
go and find out, your future or whatever you think.
Milo is fused with God's alt account. Prove me wrong.
Witch to cast a spell on your husband because he cheated on you. But he also has the ability to deceive the true converts, the real saved people, the real children of God, right? By saying, well...
You tore her up, Rob. Good job. Good job trolling. She made a whole show about you.
On this witch hunt globally and expose all the witches and got their demons, and he is accusing an alleged witch and an alleged...
She's using the Amplified Bible.
You have to read. He's pointing out...
Maybe that's a reason to get stoned.
Right? So the witch, the unrepented witch, and the Satan...
I talk about stoned clearly for medical use. I'm in the state of Tennessee. Come on now. Chill out.
That correction. And I will apologize and make sure that, that you're not believing something that I taught incorrectly. So I'll correct my mistake and then I'll get back on track. Okay? Word of correction and why that man... But in
good job, Rob.
On this earth, the false...
Anyways, this lady's just as crazy as she always was. Just as crazy as she always was. After that, after showing this video, there's something else I want to go into. I want to talk about... I just want to hit on very briefly. Remember how I was telling you about the last night we talked about the Trump coins bullshit? How the Telegram accounts had made all these accounts like John Durham and fucking JFK Jr. and JFK and fucking JFK's wife. Everybody has an account. And from these accounts, they're encouraging you to buy Trump coin and claiming that they're going to go up in so much value that you're going to be a millionaire if you buy enough of them and all this bullshit. Remember we were talking about that last night? It's gotten worse. It's gotten much worse. Let me show you what's happened since we talked about that. I sent some of these screenshots. I've been sending them over the last couple of days to Jordan Sather because he was talking about it, or we were talking about it, and then he wanted to share them in his group. I sent some of them. Let's see what we got. So not only did they have the original one where they were telling you to go, buy the coin, right? So they had this one, which tells you that 25 Trump coins worth $130 today, but in 2022 it'll be worth $10,000 or $10 I'm not real sure who can actually tell from that. They posted an updated one that said, what will happen next will shock the world. Phase 1, the audits. Phase 2, the storm. Phase 3, the rapture. Grand finale, salvation. Now is the right time to own at least 25 coins. So they're pointing to the Bible. They're pointing to Christ. They're pointing to rapture. They're pointing to salvation. And then they're saying now is the right time to own at least 25 coins. The Democrats got angry because of my previous post. I revealed the whole truth about the Trump coin and its value. Yes, it's true. These coins are not fake, and now you can get them for only $130 in 1 year. The value will skyrocket, and you'll be able to buy a house with only 25 coins. Wait a second. I thought 25 coins were only worth $10,000. You're going to be able to buy a house with $10,000? Whatever. Hurry up. They're running out of stock. Only 300 Trump coins left. Check the availability. Order here. This is supposed to be the account of Special Prosecutor John fucking Durham. This is supposed to be the account of Special Prosecutor John Durham. Is to tell you to buy Trump coins because it makes the Democrats mad. And they're real. They're not real coin. Anybody can proof mint a coin, right? This is stupid. It's most people, I'm assuming, know this. Like if I wanted to have a meat hammer coin commissioned, and I bought the precious metal, and I got somebody to stamp them out because I could prove we could sell them. Anybody can mint a coin. They're just all they're doing is making a percentage off these coins. A percentage off the coins. That's what they're making from it. But it got much worse after that. When in fact this is an image that popped up. This was supposedly posted by the Ivanka Trump Telegram. The official. Got a check mark and everything. The official Ivanka Trump Telegram, where it says Amazon's Twitter. We want to inform you that starting from 14th January of 2022, we will have Trump coin as a payment method for our products. It is our job to make the customer experience a little bit better. You're telling me Amazon, the giant corporation Amazon, has decided that Trump coins are going to be a new form of currency? Trump coins. Are you hearing me? This thing that people are selling and getting an affiliate kickback on. That's going to be a form of currency accepted by Amazon. It gets worse than that. Trust me. It gets worse than that. I decided to do a little bit further digging. Since that looked like a tweet, I decided to go to Twitter and search Amazon Trump coin. Here's what happened. From fuck the Illuminati, fuck Minotti. Announcement after Amazon and Walmart announced that the Trump coin will be added as payment method. We have Target following in the trend. What's going on? The future is in the hands of the customers. We want to make shopping at Target as better as possible. What third world country did you dig up these scammers from? What third world country did you dig up these scammers from that they want to make shopping at Target as better as possible? So we want to inform you that starting from 12th of January, we are implementing Trump coin as payment method on our website. We want to congratulate Amazon and Walmart for making this step of success, and also providing better shopping experience for their customers. So we will also come up with this option at our website too. Are you fucking kidding me? So that's a thing. Scroll on down a little bit, see what else we got. Oh no. Is this the same one? No, that's the Amazon one. Okay. Here's one of the coins. This isn't even the right coin. This is a different collectible Trump coin from 2017. There's one coin. Listen to the irony in this coin. There's one coin they're minting called Trump Defeats COVID commemorative coin. Trump defeats COVID commemorative coin. Are you kidding me? At Amazon, Donald Trump coin, gold-plated collectible coin case included? What? So if we just go to Amazon's account, we can settle this. When does it? I forgot. Hold on. Let me see when it's. September 24th, 2021. Okay. At what time? What time was it? 9:07 a.m. The people are already claiming that they had to delete this because the deep state got mad at them. Okay. Sure. Let's go check it out. Oh, that's the topic. I'm sorry. I should have picked the actual account. Let's go to people. September 27th. So that'd been yesterday at 9:27 a.m. September 27th. September 27th at 4:30 p.m. So that's not it. September 27th at 12 at noon. Okay, that's not it. September 26th. So there is no post for it. There's September 27th. The first post they did was at noon, September 27th, 2021. And if you go to the screenshot of it, it's listed for September 27th at 9:22 a.m. And of course, it's not there. There is no post from them. And that Target account was like fucking my son Liam wrote it and asked me how to spell 15 words. Are you kidding me? There is no store. There are zero stores that are going to be accepting a private company minted proof coin for currency, whether it's got Trump on it or not. It's fucking, God, the idiots. Oh, actually, I think, where is that affiliate link? Hold on, let me grab something right quick. Idiots. Bitly Trump's coin. bit.ly/Trump's coin. There it is, boys. This is literally not going to be accepted anywhere. It's just not going to be. What is its value? It's privately minted. Let's see what it says about it. High quality, question is free. Full and complete 60-day proof-like quality, maintained inside a complimentary plastic case. I wanted to see if it had mint stamps on it. It does not. It does not. Who minted it? I purchased this for my son. He is a major Trump supporter, and I had to get creative during Christmas. Thanks so much. I'm sure this business can't be putting these claims out that it's going to be worth money. Buy goods as a retailer of this product. Statement. Food and Drug Administration. What? Unauthorized duplication of any material from the site is expressly prohibited. For support, please contact the vendor here. Who is the vendor? Hold on, it's opening me up an email. Hold on. Buygoods.com, is that who it is? Sorry, it'll be just a minute. It's using Express Mail, so I gotta sign into it each time. Or Easy Mail, I'm sorry. Easy Mail extension. Maybe. Is it going to load and... Fuck, is it going to load something? It should be loading a pre-authorized email. Oh, rawconservativeopinions.com. Who owns rawconservativeopinions.com? Do this. Shop. We can take that off. And then we can take all of this off. rawconservativeopinions.com. I think we did this the other night. It just goes back to the Trump coin, doesn't it? rawconservativeopinions.com. So it's this website who is the vendor of this. What do they have? Senator Tom, generate your own water supply. Oh, wow. This is a joke website. Like whoever threw this together just threw it together. Dear reader, thank you for being here. Sadly, this is one of the last bastions of conservative free speech. You've probably heard that recently Take John's like Facebook, blah, blah, blah. There's no way around it. Real conservatives' values are under attack in many of the wicked forces of the liberal left, spearheaded or slowly subverting the principles that made this country great. The victory of Donald Trump gave us hope. All the while, our mission to support constitutional. I think this is probably owned by someone in fucking Lithuania or some shit, or somewhere in 68844 Bardstown Road. Let's check this out. Sorry, I didn't go this deep earlier. I'm literally finding this out as you find this out. Mail Center and Business Services in Louisville Cedar Springs Center. It's a postal annex. So they don't even have an actual physical address in the U.S. I would say this is owned overseas. So what this is, a postal annex. Okay, so if a company wants to look legit to Americans because they're scamming them from another country, they just pay $9.95 a month to have the simplest fucking mailbox put in. The simplest fucking mailbox put in somewhere in the U.S., and from that, they'll use that as a U.S.-based address, and they'll try to tell you that they're U.S.-based. They're already lying and cheating and stealing from you anyways. So why not? Why not go one more step and lie about being U.S.-based? That's exactly what that is. It's a postal center, 6844 Bardstown Road. Can we get a street view on this, Google? Is it a goddamn Rite Aid? What is this? Oh no, it's the U.S. Post Office. It's that's the interior of U.S. Post Office with the cards and everything in it. This is a street view inside the inside the shop. It's a postal annex. Oh no, right there it is, boys. Mailbox rental, U.S. based company at a postal annex. Oh, God. How did Google Street View get up inside this motherfucker? What is going on? Their little car got in here and shit? There's one of these boxes right here is U.S. raw conservative super values or some shit. Oh, God. Idiots. Can we go out the door? Damn. I didn't know you were going to take the Google car down the fucking aisle. Postal annex. Oh, no. Can we go in Edward Jones? Maybe I want to invest a little bit. No, it just goes back in the postal annex. All the way to the back of this bitch. Jesus Christ. How dumb are people? People will... There are so many people. There are so many fucking people that'll say, oh, U.S. address, and then stop right there. They'll never Google it. They'll never look. They'll never do the street view. They'll never see that it's a postal annex. They'll never do anything other than saying, oh, it's U.S. based, at least it ain't some foreigner that owns it. Jesus. It even rents U-Haul shit. You guys been moving? Oh, you need fucking U-Haul dolly or, some furniture moving pads or some boxes? We got the U-Haul center here. We sell boxes. Thank God. I've been looking for some boxes. You don't know what y'all been missing out on. What else is in this building? And we had Edward Jones. We have Postal Annex, Crown Liquor Supply, it looks like, or Crown something. Oh, God. I fucked up. Why is this one store? It goes all the way in there through Street View. That's crazy. Crown Staffing, Subway, Fantastic Sam's, Haircuts. What we got down here? Game Force, T-Mobile. This is a badass place here. Look out. Oh, shit. How can everywhere I click, it puts me back in the postal annex? I want to go way out here. How do I get on the fucking road, dude? Jesus Christ. Y'all are hemming me up. I want to go out on the road. It ain't going to let me, though, is it? It ain't going to let me for sure. Anyways, I would say that this company's probably not even in the U.S. Your coins might be drop shipped in the U.S., but I would say most likely they're probably coming from a foreign country. They're privately minted. They have nothing to do with the U.S. mint. They have nothing to do with U.S. currency. You're not going to get any money, any value from it. This is fucking useless. Do not, absolutely do not. If you find friends or family or anybody that's interested in buying any of these fucking coins, absolutely not. Talk them out of it immediately. No one's here. This is a useless channel, or you're just a useless person. Maybe you'll find more information suited for your taste over some of these other grifting channels. You can start with Liberty Warrior. I think that's like a gateway channel, and then you'll get further down the rabbit hole for sure. All right, that's what I wanted to show you on that. I'm not going to go much more in depth on the Telegram channels right now because we got other things to cover. Rob P. Then we had the Do Not Buy Raw Conservative. I wonder who owns. Hold on. Let's copy this website address. Copy. Who is domain lookup from GoDaddy? rawconservativeopinions.com. Who is search results? Raw Conservative Opinion. Namecheap. Abuse at Namecheap. Namecheap is hosted on Cloudflare servers. It is compliant. The expiration date included in the records. Terms of use. Sun system. So they've got name protection on instead of their name appearing in accordance. Namecheap appears. I would say it's probably out of the country if I had to guess. Almost certainly, I would say that. Yeah, you're good. Anyways, there we go. Namecheap. Don't buy Trump coins. You're not gonna. First of all, you can't buy a house for $10,000, even if they went from $130 to $10,000 fucking dollars. You still couldn't buy a house, and they're not gonna do that in the first place. Anybody that announces they have to leave a channel is so fucking small in their own world. They feel like they need that little bit of attention, so maybe their dick starts working again, or they can stare their male companion in the eye and actually feel the need to fuck him again. They have nothing left in their life. They're like, I feel like I don't want to be here anymore. I have to announce my departure. Fuck you. Get your libido up and you can come back, you little bitch. Anyways, the next thing we're going to go into is the Organic Act of 1871. So this is what people use to try to say that the U.S. is a corporation. We're going to talk about a couple things. We're going to first talk about this, which I've covered before, so we'll just skim over it. The Organic Act of 1871 had nothing to do with incorporating the United States. It formed Washington, D.C. as it incorporated Washington, D.C., so they could have their own laws, rules, set their own boundaries, shit like that, right? One reason I know about this is if you live in a bigger city or a more well-developed area, you won't know about this, but not too long ago, a small city near me actually incorporated. The reason being was they wanted their own police force. They wanted their own fire department. They were like, this city was so far away from like the main city. They felt like the services weren't good enough and they could get their own services. They could probably do it cheaper. They could keep their own taxes instead of sending them into the city or just splitting them with the county. They'd have their own city taxes. So all that stuff was going on. So the District of Columbia Organic Act of 1871 is an act of Congress that repealed the individual charters of the cities of Washington and Georgetown and established a new territorial government for the whole District of Columbia. Though Congress repealed the territorial agreement in 1874, the legislation was the first to create a single municipal power of the federal district. So let's go down to effect. Instead, Congress passed the Organic Act of 1871, which revoked the individual charters of the city of Washington and Georgetown and combined them with Washington County to create a unified territorial government for the entire District of Columbia. The new government consisted of an appointed governor, and 11-member council, a locally elected 22-member assembly, and a board of public works charged with modernizing the city. So no, it didn't form a corporation with the United States. It didn't fucking sign, some type of blood contract with the goddamn with the Vatican. It didn't fucking turn over the city into anything. It literally appointed a governor, an 11-member council, a locally elected 22-member assembly, and a board of public works charged with modernizing the city. So the area that was Washington, D.C. at the time was it didn't have anything. It was never meant to be populated. It was meant to be traveled to, and when you traveled to it, when you got there, you did your work or whatever, and then you left. Well, more people started being there. More service workers, restaurant workers, hotels had to stop being there because people were staying overnight. Everything kept showing up. Everything kept showing up there, and people kept staying longer and longer, and they didn't have any rules. There was no fucking local government. There was no way to charter a police force. There was no way to modernize the city. They didn't collect taxes. They had nothing there. And the longer people stayed in DC or in Washington at that time, the longer people stayed, the more they needed those services. So that's what happened. Here's what the conspiracy theory says. The act is the basis of several claims held by the sovereign citizen movement. According to these, the act made the district and consequently the whole United States into a business corporation. These claims stem from the term municipal corporation. Municipal corporation. But what people don't fucking understand, all they see is corporation and panic. But a municipal corporation is a legal term for a local governing body. It would include cities, counties, townships, towns, charter townships, villages, boroughs. The term can also be used to describe municipally owned corporations. So if a city does own a corporation, so if a local city owns a utility corporation, or if a local city owns a water and wastewater corporation, it can be that too, but it does not, absolutely does not make the country a corporation. It doesn't. That's not what it is. A municipal corporation is something completely different. There are many kinds of corporations. A corporation is any group authorized to legally act as a single entity. So a corporation doesn't automatically mean it's a business in dealing with the Vatican, or it's no longer a country. It's a corporation. Instead, it just means a group of people who legally can act as a single what would essentially be a single person, but at least a single entity in legal cases. In this case, an incorporated organized district of the United States, most U.S. cities are municipal corporations. So, if you believe this theory that any municipal corporation is their own corporation, then the town you fucking live in, the town you were born in, every town you fucking visited in the United States, everywhere you've been in the United States is its own corporation as well. But you never hear them bring that up. It's only the capital. The capital became a corporation in 1871 and sold us out to the Vatican. Okay, sure. This was later used by QAnon supporters to falsely claim that President Donald Trump would be sworn in as the 19th president of the original United States on March 4, 2021. This date corresponds to the original presidential inauguration date because they claim the 20th Amendment is invalid and was not passed by the original states. On January 20th, 2021, Joseph R. Biden was sworn in as 46th president of the United States, and Kamala Harris was sworn in as vice president without incident. So, what they're saying is basically all bullshit. They base it on the word corporation. But legally, a corporation is just a group of people who act as a single entity. And almost every fucking city or town or borough or township or whatever the fuck you want to call it is incorporated as well. And they have been and they will be in the future. And this is just a natural fucking thing. So why wouldn't D.C. be a city as well? It is. They need to act on their own accord. They need to have their own mayor. They need to have their own fucking governor. They need to have their own everything that takes to function there. So, it has nothing to do with incorporating the United States, but they do point to this as a starting point. They will always misquote it. Sometimes they'll say 1863 or 1884, 1971, because they're idiots. But it's the Organic Act of 1871. By the way, the Organic Act of 1871, which they're pointing at, if they just did a little bit of research, Congress repealed this government in 1874. So 3 years later, this Organic Act of 1871 was repealed anyways. So we were only, even if this was true, we were only a Vatican-controlled British Crown corporation for 3 years. Then they got rid of it. You guys don't remember? You guys don't remember what happened? They don't like to admit that. They like to gloss over the fact that 3 years later it was changed, right? They don't want to cover that portion. They don't want to talk about the repeal. They just want to, yeah, we're a corporation. The Vatican owns us. We had to borrow money. We had to blah, 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 whatever. Assholes. Anyways, so another thing that they'll point to constantly, is a case in which, actually, this case is currently linked on a Telegram channel I follow, or like 3 Telegram channels I follow. It is linked as, let me see if I can find it right quick. This was mentioned last night on a couple different shows and the night before on a couple different shows. This is currently linked on a Telegram channel that I follow that you guys may or may not follow. And it says unicourt.com, case PC, United States Corporation Agent Subsidy 1213247, United States Corporation Company. Okay? And they'll say, look, there's a case in Florida where just recently the United States filed for bankruptcy. Trump had the corporation file for bankruptcy. Okay, well, let's check out the case. So if we pull it up, here's the case. United States Corporation Company. Case summary. On 10/14/2022, United States Corporation Company was filed as a bankruptcy charge, Chapter 11 lawsuit. This case was filed in U.S. Bankruptcy Court, Florida, Northern Bankruptcy. The judge overseeing the case is Karen C. Spacey. This case status is pending. Other pending. Let's see what's going on. Case number 420BK 40375, 10/14/2020, pending. Other pending. Bankruptcy, Chapter 11. Karen K. Spacey. Party details. Debtors. United States Corporation Company. Agents. Subsidies. United States Corporation Company. Agents. Subsidiaries. Successors assigned. 1201 Hayes Street, Tallahassee, Florida. United States Corporation Company. 1201 Hayes Street, Tallahassee, Florida. 323012699. Weird. That's weird, huh? So the United States is not only a corporation, but it's headquartered in Tallahassee, Florida? Not classified by the court. What the fuck is this? Highly favored Shekinah L. Jacksonville, Florida. Malik Rashi L. Jacksonville, Florida. Malik Rashi L. Jacksonville, Florida. What is that? U.S. Trustee, United States Trustee, 101 East Park Avenue, Suite 128, Tallahassee, Florida, 32301. Debtor attorney, new classified attorney. What? This looks like a giant. What the fuck is this? So look how simple this is. Debtor attorney, Patrick Michael Shelby. Attorney at Phelps Durham-Barr, LLP, 385 Canal Street, Suite 2000, New Orleans, Louisiana. That's a pretty simple fucking attorney and address, right? Who he works for and what his address is. That seems pretty simple. But when we go down to the other attorney, it says Zozir Ra Netaketcht LDBA, Minister of Defense, Azaic Nation of North America, Moorish Science Temple, Court of Equity and Truth. 2082 Harrison Avenue, Cincinnati, Ohio. Did you catch all that? The opposing attorney is Zogir R.A. Netakektet LDBA, Minister of Defense, Asiatic Nations of North America, Moorish Science Temple Court of Equity and Truth. Does that seem like a pretty simple name and address? A pretty simple name and address, or does it seems kind of overly complicated? No. Strange. Very strange that would be the attorney. Let's Google some other stuff. What is located at 1201 Hay Street in Tallahassee, Florida? Let's go to the Street View. What is here? Okay, looks like we got a little office park. Let's go right over here. See if we can zoom in on the sun as it loads. We got Computer Science Company. We got CSC. Colonial Life. No U.S. corporation, though. That's weird. Four and something. Richard K. Yeah, no U.S. corporation. That's 1201 Hay Street. That's what we're looking for, right? No, we're looking for, what are we looking for? 1208? Is that what it is? Hold on. U.S. corporation. 1201 Hay Street. 1201 Hay Street. So that's not it. That's weird. Why would they list it? Why would this be the headquarters of the United States? Looks like simple office buildings. Weird. Doesn't seem like the headquarters of the United States. They're not even listed on the fucking sign. Seems very strange. Let's go to the other side of the sign. What's listed on this side? Same fucking thing. Same fucking thing from top to bottom. CSC. CSC. That's weird. What's over here? RPCC. This is 1208. But we're more interested in 1201. Nothing in the office building screams, this is the headquarters of the Vatican, Illuminati, Central Party, blah, blah, blah. It's weird. One more time on the sign. We get anything here? No. No. Wait, what's this first one? Corporation Service Company. Corporation Service Company. That's weird. We'll see if we can find more on that. All right, so let's pull up the case. It is case number 420 BK 40375. 420 BK 40375. Case number. All right, let's pull it up. Here's another place I found it on. It says I found this on poll. That would be on /poll or r/poll. A community. Someone posted as the U.S. bankruptcy court case. Blah blah blah. Someone immediately said, "Stop posting bullshit. Look into what you post. If you don't understand, don't post." So let's see what's going on. Now, this is InfoRupsy. This is going to go a little bit more in depth on what happened with this case, okay? This is the same case, 420 BK 40375, United States Corporation Company, Florida Northern Bankruptcy Court. So we got case information. On the docket header is 422 East 27th Street, Jacksonville, Florida, DBA. Okay, hold on. Wait a second. Case title, United States Corporation Company, DBA, Moorish Science Temple of America. Moorish Science Temple of America. Is the court was in Florida Northern, and we also have a DBA of Court of Equity and Truth, Taquan Golit. Who the fuck is Taquan Golit? Does Taquan Golit sound like the CEO of the United States Corporation Company? Taquan? Really? We're going to go with Taquan Golit. Taquan Golit. That's who we're going to use? Okay. Anyways. Judge was Karen Spacey, 110 East Park Avenue. Latest dockets. Bankruptcy case closed. Loritz A. entered 125-2021. BNC certificate of mailing. Order enjoining petitioning party. Sateria Hef Zipa, some shit. AKA highly favored Shekinah L-E-L. That's weird. We've seen that word before. So that's someone's name. Highly favored Shekinah L. Pursuant to order of the petitioning party, Sateria Hef Zibah, to show cause why she should not be declared a vexatious litigant. A vexatious litigant. What is a vexatious litigant? Because this is the person bringing the case. This is supposedly the main debtor. Okay, so when you go to bankruptcy court, you have the person in debt, and then you have the person claiming the debt. So if I file bankruptcy and I have a loan at ABC Loan Company, I'm going to go to court and file bankruptcy, and ABC Loan Company is going to send their lawyer, and they're going to say, well, one, we would like him to pay for it, and two, if he files into debt, we want to know if we can be repaid or we're going to be charged off or what. Like I have interest in him filing bankruptcy. So what it's saying here is that someone named the highly favored Shekinah L went to court and filed petition against United States Company Corporation and said they owe me money. It doesn't say United States Company Corporation exists. It doesn't say that this is Vatican blood money. It doesn't say that the country's being shut down because Donald Trump. You'll never find anything about Donald Trump in here. It doesn't say anything about that. Now I'm fucking goddamn tired. Like, I'm doing a fucking show. I don't give a fuck what you're doing in the fucking chat. I'm tired of your shit. Bye. Can't fucking goddamn pay attention because everybody's fucking talking to some dumb bitch in chat. Anyways, this is someone named highly favored Shekinah L telling people that the U.S. Company Corporation, United States Company Corporation, owes them money and asking the court to say that they owe them money. Now, interestingly, they filed bankruptcy in the court of Northern Florida. Hold on just a second. Sorry, I gotta look something up real quick and make sure I'm right before I say it, because I don't remember. Okay. So, interesting enough, they filed Chapter 11. So there's two different types of bankruptcy that you can file. Chapter 7 and Chapter 11. Okay, Chapter 7 means that you're going to liquidate any excess assets. So you're still allowed your house. Most people are still allowed everything. A house, a car for everyone who drives, to keep a certain amount of money in the bank, it's small luxury items. You're just not allowed to have like 2 or 3 houses or excess property or 15 cars or $100,000 in the bank. You're not allowed any of that, okay? You're allowed either or. You can file either or, but in Chapter 7, you would liquidate, sell off any excess assets and pay people. Okay? Now, that wouldn't be good if you were suing the U.S. government, if you were going after the U.S. government, because the U.S. government doesn't have excess assets. There's not one single bank account where we can see how much money they got in the bank. They're not going to liquidate, shut down, and close the business. Now, Chapter 11 Chapter 11 is very interesting because when you get a judgment against somebody with Chapter 11, they have to enter into, oh, by the way, Chapter 7, if you don't have extra assets, if you don't have a central bank account, if someone can't say, we want to take this because it's extra, it's more than what they need to get by, we want to take this and discharge this debt so you don't pay them nothing. In Chapter 7, as long as you don't own excess shit, if you file Chapter 7, which is not what's filed here, you don't owe people nothing if you just charge them off. You don't owe them a fucking dime. It affects your credit score and shit, but you don't owe them. They can't even call you and ask you to pay the debt anymore. If they contact you after it's been discharged, then it's automatically some type of harassment against you. They're not allowed to speak to you after it's been discharged. Okay? That's Chapter 7. That's not what's filed here. Chapter 11 is a different style of debt or a different style of bankruptcy, and to where you enter into a payment plan. Where you make payments to the person who the court says owes you owe money to. You make payments and you pay off the full debt. So if I knew that there was no way that I could touch your assets, sell them, liquidate them to get their money. Angler Management bought you a 6-pack. Thank you very much, Angler Management. I appreciate it. If I knew there was no way that I could get your assets, that your assets couldn't be liquidated and pay me off in one lump sum, it would be better for me if you owe me money for you to file Chapter 11, because I know that you would enter into a payment plan through the court, which you couldn't back out on or risk losing the payment plan. And when you filed that, I know that I would be getting payments through the court. If I file Chapter 7 and you don't have assets and shit, I'm going to get $0. If you file Chapter 11, at least I know I'm going to get payments, okay? So if I was to make up a fictional company that I claim is the United States government, and then I was to have that company file bankruptcy, and I was the only person they owed money to, and I was an idiot and thought, well, if I can get it on paperwork, then the actual real U.S. government will owe me money. The actual real U.S. government will owe me money. It would be better for me to get a Chapter 11 because I might be able to show up and say, hey, the U.S. government owes me payments. The U.S. government owes me payments. Look at this. This is the weirdest concocted string. This is almost as bad as like the sovereign citizen bullshit where they don't need a driver's license shit. Let's look up at what let's look up at what a vexatious litigant is. A vexatious litigant. So the court says, under enjoying petition party, Sateria Hepzibah, a.k.a. highly favored Shekinah L, pursuant to order of petitioning party, Sateria Hepzibah, to show cause why she should not. They're saying, we want highly favored, the person named highly favored, we want you, the court, we want you to show us why you should not be accused or be declared a vexatious litigant. They believe she is. They want her to defend herself. Why should you not be? We think you are, but can you give us a reason you're not a vexatious litigant? Okay? So, a vexatious litigant. Vexatious litigation means to bother, embarrass, or cause legal expenses to the defendant. A plaintiff who starts such litigation either knows or should reasonably know that no legal basis for the lawsuit exists. No legal basis for the lawsuit exists. So the court is basically saying, we think you're a fucking troll trying to get money out of the government or out of this fictitious corporation or a corporation that you fucking own that you called the United States Company Corporation. And we think, unless you can prove us wrong, we're petitioning you. Unless you can prove us wrong, we think that you know there's no legal basis for this. And you are only doing this to bother, embarrass, or cause legal expenses to the defendant. It's a fucking courtroom troll trying to earn money. It's a courtroom grift. So let's go back to this. So, the last three things that happened right here. Order enjoining petitioning party, highly favored. Highly favored. We want you to tell us why you are not fucking coming to court to just earn money because this is a courtroom grift. Okay, what happens after that? That was number 56. All documents are in order for this, and the order goes up. We want you to tell us why this isn't all bullshit. Sounds like it's all bullshit. We need you to tell us why it's not. That petition was never answered because the next thing that happened was BNC certificate of mailing, PDF document, RE 56 order, so they mailed it to them. BNC certificate of mailing, they mailed it to them. Bankruptcy case closed. So the last three things that happened here is the court said, we think this is all bullshit. We think every bit of this is all bullshit. We think you're just doing this for financial gain or to harass or to fucking troll or to be a piece of shit. Then we took that petition, we mailed it to them, they never fucking answered, so when they didn't answer, we closed the case. We closed the case. So if there's an actual legitimate case here, why would the court say, okay, the person who's trying to make money from this, we think that you're a piece of shit. Prove you're not. The person refused to prove that they were a piece of shit and didn't answer, and the case was fucking closed. Doesn't sound like a successful bankruptcy of the United States nation. I can't help it that you want to go onto all these fucking talk shows and you have the understanding of a fucking goldfish and you're like, look it up. There was a bankruptcy case for U.S. Company Corporation. United States Company Corporation. They filed in Florida for some reason. Fuck it, man. Look it up. The court even said, you're a piece of shit. Prove me wrong. Come at me, bro. They never answered, and it was thrown out. All right, let's look up some other stuff. Who is this highly favored Shekinah L? Highly favored Shekinah L. Let's see what kind of trouble this person's been in. Highly favored Shekinah L and 25 others busted by the feds. The federal government arrested 26 people in Florida this month for committing passport or visa fraud, including a Putnam County woman. From February 3rd to February 18th, the U.S. State Department's Diplomatic Security Service investigated and arrested 26 people throughout the state for either fraudulently receiving passports or visas or attempting to receive government documents. In Putnam County, Satiria Hepzibah, an American citizen, received a passport with the fake name of highly favored Shekinah L. So you're telling me the person the court said, we think you're full of shit, prove me wrong. We think you're full of shit, prove me wrong. That person had to illegally buy a fucking passport to even have their fucking name on it that they went to court with. That makes a lot of sense. She presented the fake documents, including an ID called a diplomat nationality identification card. A diplomat nationality identification card. A diplomat nationality identification card. She presented those. Wendy Bashnan, the special agent leading the investigation, wouldn't name the men and women charged with defrauding the government, though Hepzibah's name came through a search of the federal court system. Bashnan said some of the case warrants further investigation on the allegations, including money laundering and the potential connection to human trafficking. Oh my fucking God. How many times are you motherfuckers going to try to defend your point with literal human traffickers? Literal human traffickers, literal pedos are the people you're using to justify your case. What the fuck are you doing? Not only are they lying about their name, not only are they lying about their status, not only are they lying about this court case and the need for them to be somehow financially, receive some type of financial incentive from it, they are tied up in human fucking trafficking. Hepzibah was the only citizen arrested as part of Operation Southern Wave, as the government called the law enforcement search. The investigation didn't reveal any of the people arrested with a criminal kingpin, Bashnan said. But during the arrest, law enforcement sometimes found fake driver's license, fake voter registration cards, fake vehicle titles, and drugs. Now you're involved with pedos, human traffickers, and people committing voter fraud in the state of Florida. Are you kidding me? Jesus Christ. One of the suspects, Beshna said, is part of an $8.5 million mortgage scam. Awesome. In general, some suspects use the fake passports to avoid prosecution. They're applying in an alias that is not theirs, and they know it is not theirs, she said. They have purchased it. They have stolen it. They are required to present other documentation to attest to who they are. 10 of the suspects had already received fake passports. For us who live down here in South Florida, identity theft is a very serious concern. South Florida leads the nation in the amount of identity theft cases presented in court. We feel it's a growing concern in terms of criminal activity. Fighting passport fraud, she said, was part of the State Department's effort to strengthen national security. You're tied up in fucking pedos and people committing voter fraud and people that are fucking suing the U.S. government and people tied up in human trafficking. Things that you all claim to be against are the people that you're using for justification and evidence. Let's see what else. What does she call herself? Highly favored Shekinah El. So if we go a little further and search Mr. Taquan Gullet L. Seems to be a common theory. Taquan Gullet L decided to file with the Supreme Court of the United States the Supreme Court of the United States, they decided to file a handwritten petition. This is from the SupremeCourt.gov. You can see it right here, docket PDF. No docket number. USPO priority mail, USPO priority mail number. In the Supreme Court of the United States, handwritten, mind you. In reply to Taquan Gullet, that was one of the names named, along with the Supreme, whatever the fuck that other person, the highly favorable was, on behalf of himself and his mother, Satiria Hepzibah. Taquan Gullet, who is supposedly the other person filing suit against the United States Company Corporation in bankruptcy court is the son of this highly favorable bitch who is involved in human trafficking and buying fake documents to even prove who she is. It is the son of highly favorable. I don't give a fuck how it's pronounced. The affiant and petitioner. Corrected. Petition for writ of mandamus. Taekwon Gullet, unlawful detainee, political prisoner of war for national liberation from colonialism, Federal Correctional Complex, USP 1, P.O. Box 1033, Coleman, Florida, NA, in Preparia Persona Proceeding Se Jurius, 1 of 23. Affidavit for writ of mandamus. For the record, President is Taekwon Gullet, also called Malik Rashay El Sun, on behalf of himself and mother, Satiria Hefzibah, also called highly favorable Shekinah El, Otto Octonius, American Moor alien. So there's the Moorish tie. Republican Universal Government, AAMARU, Religious Council Association, Taekwon Gullet Estate, Satiria Lawrence Estate Unified, hereinafter affiant, divine immortal spirit in living flesh and blood, natural man, woman of majority, competent by firm sound mind and religious upright moral integrity, in corporea persona, proceeded in sui juris capacity in accord with the meaning of 8 USC 1101, Alien SCO, Alien Foreign Estates, and 18 USC 116, Article 2, Article 3, and Article 4, Alien Foreign Government, Alien Foreign Officials, Internationally Protected Persons Family, irrespective and recognition by the United States, see 4th Judicial Circuit Court, Taekwon Gullet Estate, Notice of Trust, Satiria Lawrence Estate, Notice of Trust, Taekwon Gullet Estate, Caveat, Satiria Lawrence Estate, Caveat, Taekwon Gullet Estate, Persona Replevin Claim, Satiria Lawrence Estate, Personal Replevin Claim Number. This is just given their introduction. Affiant does rise and give honor and recognition to the noble holy Quran. Oh shit. We're dealing with a bunch of fucking Moorish Muslims. The Moorish is a group, a sect of Black America that decided that they're the real righteous, the kings and queens, and they are also Islamic and should be worshipped, but whatever. We give recognition to the noble Holy Quran, Circle 7, Zodiac Constitution, AA 222141, A1 Truth, the Old Testament, the New Testament, the Great Law of Peace Treaty, of Peace of Friendship, a Madrid Convention for Protection in Morocco, Universal Declaration of Human Rights and all annexes, thereto United Nations Declaration of the Granting of Independence to Colonial Countries and the Peoples adopted by the General Assembly in Resolution 1514-XV of 14 December 1960, United States Declaration of the Rights of Indigenous Peoples 2007, Geneva Conventions, Hague Evidence Conventions, Inter-American Conventions, and all annexes thereto. United States for American Organic Constitution, Statute of the International Court of Justice, and Statute of the International Criminal Court. 4. Affiant does hereby enter appearance on behalf of himself and mother, attending by special visitation for corrective action in equity by affiant for writ of mandamus. If you don't know what any of that means, that's because it means absolutely nothing. This is the Moorish sovereign citizen movement that believes that black people, especially African Americans, are part of a once royal family. We was kings, and now we're Moorish, and they have special rights under laws that are passed that they don't fucking understand, that they have no idea what's going on, that they can't be colonized by the United States, and they're technically a colony here because they're not in their homeland of their rulership, their religious rulership of ancient Egypt. The whole thing's a fucking joke. It's handwritten and sent in, probably from fucking prison because they're both in jail right now. It's handwritten and sent into the Supreme Court of the United States. One of the pages is upside down. So I'm going to try my best to read this. We'll see how it works. Actually, I should probably do this. Hold on. If I can get the whole page in view, I can screenshot it and flip it. It'd probably be easier to read it. Damn it. Let's close that. What I need to do is click on this and then click over here. Okay, and when it comes up, I'll screenshot it right here. Okay, yeah. I'm just going to copy it to the clipboard, open it up here.
Well done, Will. We appreciate your hard work and so does my deadbeat husband. Fuck you, Scott.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Egg Sugar Mama tip $5. Well done, Will. We appreciate your hard work, and so does a deadbeat husband. Fuck you, Scott. Thank you very much. I actually put a lot of research in this show. I know it's kind of boring reading a bunch of shit, but I actually did a lot of work into this. I've been sitting on this for a few weeks, and then it just so happened to be mentioned on one of the channels that a lot of people watch the other day. Let me flip this right quick. Just a second, and then let me rotate it. That's backwards, so let me flip it one more time. There we go. Here's the next page they've got. This is it says orders below. In accordance with federal rules of appellate procedure, federal RAP law affiant respectfully requests the Supreme Court to demand that the above-named and aforementioned clerks, against whom relief is sought, to forward with the parts of the case record annexed hereto intel by reference here in connection with this affidavit for writ mandamus to the Supreme Court. For writ mandamus. By the way, he said in the earlier post, I kind of glazed over. It was really wordy. That the reason his mom wasn't there and couldn't be there for the filing of this paperwork is because she was in jail. She was in jail. She could only be named, but she couldn't be there in person at the time of having this notarized. A writ of mandamus is an order from a court to an inferior government official, ordering the government official to properly fulfill their official duties. So a writ of mandamus, or just mandamus as it's commonly called, would be like, you guys remember when the court clerk when the U.S. federal law became that same-sex people could get married, and there was a clerk in Kentucky who would not fill out marriage certificates for same-sex couples. You guys remember that lady? No matter where you fall on that issue, the thing that she received was a mandamus. She received a mandamus from a court above her that said, hey, you're a government official. This is now federal law. You have to do your job. I don't care if you agree with that or not, but I'm just saying that's what she received. That's what they're asking for. They want a mandamus to tell a lower government official, do your job. So they wrote the Supreme Court, handwritten from prison. A writ of mandamus for the Supreme Court. Affidavits for entry of default and for entry of default judgment annexed hereto, full blown by this reference, were filed in the United States District Court for the Middle District of Florida, case number 517CV00572, with PRL on January 12th, 2018, and April 6th, 2018. The order of dismissal annexed hereto, full by the reference for case number 57, blah, 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 for lack of jurisdiction. You know where we've heard lack of jurisdiction before? The crazy sovereign citizens who go to court and try to say they can't be arrested or they can't get tickets or they can't get points on their license, they can't get anything. The reason being is because they're a sovereign citizen and the U.S. court doesn't have jurisdiction on them. The notices of appeal, we need to actually look this up. 517, I'll do it over here where I can have both of them open at the same time. They open another tab. 5:17 dash CV dash 00527. Let's see what this court is. This is Lauren. Hold on. This is Lauren Byrne versus Santa Barbara Hospitality Services. This seems like this might be a personal issue. Let's see what this is. Well, if it'll open. Hold on, I'm trying to get it open from one of these websites. Okay, here we go. This is California Central Court, Labor and Fair Standards, Jesus G. Burnell, view recent docket activity. Oh, it wants me to log in. I'm not going to log into that. I'll find a free one. Hold on. This is Lauren. This is Judge was Jesus G. Burnell. Referred, case filed. It was terminated in December 13th, 2018. It says, order approving Third Amendment to Byron settlement by judges. Court finds good cause of the Third Amendment stipulation of settlement as of February 16th, 2021 is appropriate under the circumstances, therefore, consistent with the third addendum to stipulation of settlement agreement as blah, 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 except otherwise set therefore in the agreements previous approved by final judgment entered by the court December 13th, 2018, docket number blah, blah, initial addendum, and therefore was the second addendum shall remain in force and effect with other items here. So they've got a judgment against them from someone named Lauren Byrne, and it looks like they own Santa Barbara Hospitality Service Incorporated, Fair Labor Standards Act. Oh, it was an employee that's suing them and it has judgment against them, and they don't want to pay it, so they're claiming that the court doesn't have jurisdiction and they want it dismissed. Let me get another one. Here we go. Melinda, blah, 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 Houston Court. Original Santa Barbara Hospitality, Rhino Companies Worldwide, Spearmint Rhino Consulting Worldwide, Santa Barbara Hospitality Services, plaintiff, Byron plaintiff on behalf, Spearmint Rhino Companies Worldwide, Spearmint Rhino Companies Worldwide, Hospitality Services, collectively defendants, entered action, defendants. This action is also, sorry, I'm just reading the California consecutive. For all humans worked over 40 hours per week, over 8 hours per day, or for the first 8 hours of work, 7th consecutive days of work in a work week. Failure for employees in California to overtime compensation. So it's a demand that she was not paid. Oh, shit. Plaintiff Lauren Byrne is non-exempt foreign employee of Spearmint Rhino who worked as an exotic dancer at the defendant's adult entertainment club in Santa Barbara. During her tenure as dancer for defendants, she did not receive the FLSA mandated minimum wage for all hours worked, nor did she receive time and one-half regular rate of pay for each hour worked over 40 hours in a given week. In fact, defendants did not compensate plaintiff whatsoever for any hours she worked. At the Spearmint Rhino location, plaintiff was first required to pay to enter the club, and her only compensation in the fourth of tips received from club patrons. Moreover, plaintiff was required to divide those tips with defendants and other employees who did not customarily receive tips. Consequently, defendants often failed to compensate plaintiff and other workers like her federal and state mandated minimum wage rates, and failed to provide plaintiff and others like her with commensurate overtime when they worked over 40 hours. They own a fucking strip club too. Mother and son are suing the U.S. government. They've been called out on their bullshit and thrown out of court. They're also Moorish Islamic zealots who believe that we was kings and all that shit. They're involved in human trafficking. They're involved they're involved in voter fraud. They're involved in a fucking they own a strip club where they don't even pay the dancers. Do you see how this case has no legal bearing whatsoever for you to point at and say, well, if the U.S. is not a corporation, then why did the U.S. corporation company, why was it in fucking bankruptcy court? In Florida. That's where Trump is, Florida. You know, he likes the sand and the sun. Fucking retards. If you had an ounce of fucking integrity in your goddamn body, you would research this. Google does it. I'm sure DuckDuckGo does something. I'm so goddamn embarrassed to even use it or say it, I can't fucking bring myself to click on it. So they're asking the U.S. federal court to dismiss a judgment they have against them from the state of California to pay the fucking strippers that work for them. Affidavit for entry of default judgment. Annexed here to reference filed in the United States District Court, Northern District of Florida, case number 417. This right here's the case. They're asking for this case, this 417 CV 00532-WS-JK. Let me look up something real quick. There's another case number here. This case, this 417 CV case right here, this case right here is the one where they're suing the U.S. government. So they're asking them to step in for the U.S. government and give them a default judgment, which would mean that the U.S. government owes them money. And I'm pretty sure they own the fucking corporation that they're suing and calling the U.S. government. Idiots. Let's see what this is right here. Petitioning this is another case. Order dismissing case. Petitioner proceeding per se initiated by the case file writ habeas corpus, the cause of proceeding of his second amended petition. This is just where they struck down his petition. So not long after he petitioned this is the Supreme Court responding. Petition's been struck down. Petitioner Taquan Ryogent Gullet, their petition was struck down. It is so ordered, done and ordered. Oklahoma for you. Dismissed without prejudice and terminated. So that's one of them that was struck down from their hand. I feel like they had a really good handwritten case, but it still got struck down. Let's pull this back up. We're not done reading it. Let me check this other case number. That's it. They were just asking for that judgment to get it struck down. It's in relation to the 417-00532-WS-CGK, which is the one where they're suing the U.S. government. It was immediately dismissed. They want it struck down for lack of judgment and a default judgment given. The referral and order of dismissal Annexed here too, fooled by this reference for the affidavit for entry of default judgment for lack of jurisdiction. This is what was happening, okay? These people are crazy Moorish sovereign citizens. Well, let's read some more. I'll show you what's happening, but let's read some more of it. Hold on just a second. There's a fucking X on this. If it's there, I can't see. Oh, I guess I can do this. Don't save. Sorry, I'm closing this window. There we go. So what they want is what they're doing is, well, let's go on. Hold on. Oh, sorry, just a second. That popped up. So they sued the U.S. government. They were called out on their bullshit. They never responded to their bullshit, and now here they are. Sorry, it's downloading an update for the Paint program I use. They were called out on their bullshit. They never responded. Then they tried to while in jail, mind you, they tried to handwrite a petition. To have the U.S. Supreme Court step in to give them default judgment, and they told them, no, fuck off. We the PP. We learned what a vexatious litigant means in litigation. They were just there to bother, embarrass, or cause legal expenses to a defendant. They had no case. Highly favored is what they changed their name to. They were arrested and insinuated in human trafficking, but definitely buying illegal documents to prove who they were. They used a diplomat identification card. Neither one of them are foreign diplomats. That's what I was going to show here, but how I guess you can understand a diplomat identification card is if you're a diplomat. You guys have heard of diplomatic immunity? Diplomatic immunity, yes, they're all black. Diplomatic immunity is like when you're immune from a country's laws because you're like a diplomat from a foreign country. That's what they were trying to do with diplomat identification cards. They're not from a foreign country. They're not diplomats for sure. The Supreme Court struck their shit down. Look, he's got a handwritten table of contents. Petition for writ amendus. Questions presented for review. Relief sought. Let's go down to 4. Relief sought. Relief. This is what they wanted in the default judgment. Affidavit's habeas corpus action number 517 CV 00527 has 11th Circuit Appeal number 1810360 and 18-11242. Appeal number 1810360 was dismissed so sponte for lack of jurisdiction, and appeal number 18-11242 was dismissed for want of prosecution. Affidavit did move for entry to a valid default judgment and confessions of judgment, as well as the correction of the clerk's case style misnomer in the 11th Circuit. Affiant's habeas corpus action number 417 CV 00532 WSCGK has 11th Circuit Court of Appeal 18-10060 and 18-10460. Both appeal numbers are currently open with motions to proceed and appeal in form papyrus pending before the 11th Court. Affiant did move for entry of valid default judgment and confession at judgment, as well as correction of clerk's case-style misnomer in the 11th Circuit. Affiant's mother unlawfully removed state personal relevant actions with an unlawful federal injunction and ordered have federal removal civil case number 3. Here's another case. And 11th Court number 18-11031, appeal number. They're involved in like 17 fucking cases. Following long-established practice under 28 U.S.C. habeas corpus, it is the responsibility of the clerk of the court to serve the habeas corpus affidavits upon respondents affidavits upon respondents. See U.S. habeas corpus, blah, blah, blah. See Charles, blah, blah, blah. Harvard Law, see Charles Wright, habeas corpus. So they're saying that they weren't served correctly. Habeas corpus action 517 were commenced and respondents were served upon delivery of the habeas corpus. Affidavits to the clerk. prison mailbox. They are claiming, you can see it right here, prison mailroom rule. They are claiming that their cases should get default judgment because while they were suing the U.S. government in bankruptcy court, they didn't follow the rules associated with the prison mailroom. They were both in prison, and they're saying that they were not served their affidavit correctly. Respondents did fail, neglect to timely, adequately, fully, and completely rebut, respond to, answer, or otherwise defend against the habeas corpus affidavits. An applicable time limit for respondents to rebut, respond, answer, or otherwise defend in accordance with 28. This is your proof. Central District case of California. Florida man sentenced to over 6 years for fraudulently seeking $470,000 in tax refunds, retaliating against the IRS officials with liens. Let's see what they're tied up in here. A Florida man who filed fraudulent tax returns that sought approximately $470,000 with the Internal Revenue Service, the IRS, and then filed bogus false liens to retaliate against IRS employees who refused to pay his frivolous claims, have been sentenced to 7 months in federal prison. This is your hero. This is the guy who is proving that the U.S. corporation is a corporation and it's not a country. He tried to fraudulently file tax returns for he and his mother in the amount of almost $500,000 they should have returned. When IRS employees said, "You're fucking crazy, please stop doing that," he decided to file fake liens against these personal employees of the IRS and say, "Well, then you owe me money. You owe me money. And I'm going to file a lien against you, and I'm going to try to take it from your bank account." Taquan Gullett, who's also used the name Malik Rashiel, that was the other name that was in the thing, 38 of Jacksonville, Florida, was sentenced yesterday afternoon by the United States District Judge Christina Snyder. Gullett was convicted in August of 2 counts of making false claims against the United States and 2 counts of retaliating against a federal employee by attempting to file a false lien or encumbrance. The evidence presented at trial showed that Gullett filed a 2009 income tax return in which he claimed that he earned $52,591 in wages in exercise physiology, and falsely stated that he generated $221,306 in interest income, all of which have been withheld as federal income tax payments. Gullett therefore claimed that he was due a tax refund of $149,296 and requested that the refund be paid to his account at a Los Angeles-based credit union. Gullett also submitted to the IRS several fake Form 1099s, many of which were handwritten. Seems to be a fucking running theme with this guy. He handwrote his official documents by Gullett to support his fraudulent refund claim. Once the IRS determined that Gullett's 2009 tax return was frivolous and denied his claim for a refund, Gullett retaliated by filing a commercial lien with the California Secretary of State. In the purported lien, Gullett falsely asserted that the Treasury Inspector General for Tax Administration, the then IRS Commissioner, and IRS employees owed him $20 million for his lawful 2009 claim refund. He tried to show the IRS that he worked for $50,000. He made $50,000 in a year. And then he said, "But wait, I also earned $221,306 in interest. And I paid 100% of that into taxes. So I'm going to need you to review my handwritten documents that say that I paid $221,306 to the IRS, and I want you to give me back $150,000. And when they said no, he said, "All right then, I'm going to take the I'm going to take the Inspector General, the IRS Commissioner, and every IRS employee that I can find the personal information of, and I'm going to file liens against them and say that they owe me $20 million. Why? Because that's a number that I handwritten down on my lien form. After the IRS denied the 2009 refund claim because his tax return was frivolous, Gullett attempted the same scheme again by a fraudulent 2010 tax. He did the same thing the next year that sought a refund of $320,336. Ultimately, Gullett's 2010 tax returns were also deemed frivolous by the IRS, and a frivolous return penalty was assessed. Gullett has a long history of attempting to retaliate against or harass government employees, law enforcement, and court personnel by filing false liens and frivolous lawsuits. Prosecutors wrote in sentencing papers filed with the court. Prosecutors noted that Gullett filed other liens with the California Secretary of State and the Recorder of Deeds in Washington, D.C. that claimed the Treasury Inspector General for tax administration, then the then IRS Commissioner, and the IRS employees owed him more than $20 million. He also filed a $37 million lien against Los Angeles police officers and the clerk of the Los Angeles Superior Court after he was arrested several years ago. Finally, on July 20th, 2016, just a few days before trial and the case was scheduled to begin, the defendant filed a civil action in the district in which he named the court, government counsel, and 25 other defendants, according to the government sentencing memo. Defendants' frivolous and incomprehensible complaints. Frivolous and incomprehensible complaints. Frivolous and incomprehensible complaints. Complaint appeared to seek between $550 million and $600 billion. He wanted somewhere between $550 million and $600 billion for his damages, and alleged, among other things, that the court, government counsel, and others engaged in genocide, slavery, and treason. He's trying to sue the court, government counsel, and 25 other defendants for genocide, slavery, and treason. After he was arrested, the case against Gullett was investigated by the IRS Criminal Investigation, the Treasury Inspector General for Tax Administration. The matter was prosecuted by the Assistant United States Attorney Julian L. Andrews. This is the case that led to him trying to sue the U.S. corporation company, which I'm pretty sure he owns. He tried to go through the Court of Equity and Truth. The Court of Equity and Truth is part of the Moorish Supreme Court of Equity and Truth, who also sued the Social Security Administration. I'm sure he's named in here somewhere. If we had to guess, I'm absolutely sure he's named in here somewhere. I'm not paying to get it, but I'm sure he's named in here. What are the Moorish? The Moorish are actually. Oh, did I open that twice? The Moorish Science Temple of America, which was named in his lawsuits, is an American national and religious organization founded by Noble Drew Ali, born as Timothy Drew. He based it on a premise that African Americans are descendants from the Moabites and thus are Moorish, sometimes spelled Moorish, by adherence, by nationality, and by Islamic by faith. Ali put together elements of the major traditions to develop message of personal transformation through historical education, racial pride, and spiritual uplift. His doctrine was also intended to provide African Americans with a sense of identity in the world, to promote civic involvement. An organization headquartered in Baltimore, Maryland, claiming to be the only Moorish Science Temple teaching the full national side of Moorish movement, is the Moorish Science Temple with registered business names of the Divine and National Movement of North America, Moorish American National Republic, a Facebook page, and various documents titled Moorish Divine and National Movement. One primary tenet of the Moorish Science Temple is the belief that African Americans are of Moorish descent, specifically of the Moroccan Empire. According to Ali, this area included other countries that today surround Morocco. To join the movement, individuals had to proclaim their Moorish nationality. They were given nationality cards. Does that sound familiar? Nationality cards. In religious texts, adherents refer to themselves racially as Asiatics, as the Middle East is also Western Asia, Adherents of this movement are known as the Moorish American Muslims and are called Moorish scientists in some circles. The Moorish Science Temple of America was incorporated in the Illinois Religious Corporation Act of 1805, ILCS 110. Timothy Drew, known to its members as the Prophet Noble Drew Ali, found the Moorish Science Temple of America in 1913 in Newark, New Jersey, a booming industrial city. After some difficulties, Ali moved to Chicago, establishing a center there, as well as temples in other major cities. The movement expanded rapidly during the 1920s. The quick expansion of the Moorish Science Temple arose in large part from the search for identity and context among black Americans at the time of the Great Migration to northern and midwestern cities as they were becoming an urbanized people. Competing factions developing among congregations and leaders, especially after the death of the charismatic Ali. 3 independent organizations developed from this ferment: the founding of the Nation of Islam by Wallace Fard Muhammad in 1930 also created competition for members. In 1930s, membership was estimated at 30,000, with 1/3 in Chicago. During the post-war years, the Moorish Science Temple of America continued to increase memberships, albeit at a slower rate. Let's go down here. Moorish sovereign citizens. This is what we're dealing with. Moorish sovereign citizens. During the 1990s, some former followers of the Moorish Science Temple of America and the Wichita Nation formed an offshoot of the sovereign citizen movement, which came to be known as Moorish sovereign citizens. Members believe the United States federal government to be illegitimate, which they attribute to the variety of factors including Reconstruction following the U.S. Civil War and the abandonment of the gold standard in the 1930s. In addition to the Moorish Temple doctrine that African Americans are of Moorish descent, Moorish sovereign citizens claim immunity from U.S. federal, state, and local laws because of the mistaken belief that the Moroccan-American Treaty of Friendship grants them sovereignty. Some also believe that the African Americans are indigenous to the United States. Moorish sovereign citizens have been designated as an extremist group by the Southern Poverty Law Centers. Tactics used by the group include filing of false deeds and property claims, false liens against government officials, frivolous legal motions to overwhelm courts, and inverted legalese used in court appearances and filings. The Moorish Science Temple has disavowed any affiliation with those responsible, calling them radical subversive fringe group. In July of 2021, 11 men identified themselves as a group called Rise of the Moons, were arrested on Interstate 95 in Wakefield, Massachusetts, after a state trooper responding to a disabled vehicle has allegedly found the group carrying long guns, sidearms, and wearing tactical body armor. Police said the group claimed to be traveling from Rhode Island to Maine for training on their privately owned land. An Instagram account belonging to the group says its goal is to continue the work of Noble Drew Ali. The Southern Poverty Law Center classifies the Rise of the Moors as an anti-government group and is part of the Moorish sovereign citizen movement, according to the Washington Post. A Rise of the Moors member had earlier been arrested in Danvers, Massachusetts in 2019 on an outstanding warrant. He alleged his arrest was unlawful and filed federal lawsuits against the police that was dismissed after he tried to pay the court fees with silver coin. Saying U.S. currency was unconstitutional because it was not backed by anything of value. This is literally the evidence that they point to when they say, oh yeah, the U.S. is not a corporation. Well, how did they file bankruptcy? This is what they point to. It's sitting right now on Jeff B's Telegram. He links to this court case right here. This court case. 420 BK 40375. Docket number. I don't believe he researched it at all. I think he saw it on a Telegram page that says, oh, the U.S. declared bankruptcy. Well, you can look it up. He said it 3 times. You don't believe it? Look it up. If you don't believe it, look it up. If you don't believe it, look it up. Well, I fucking looked it up. Why are you still sharing this bullshit? Why? If you don't believe it, look it up. anyways, I was pretty. I did all the evidence for this. I had it all ready to go before it ever got posted on Telegram. It ever got mentioned on the show last night and a couple other shows. I had it all ready to go. I just hadn't delivered it yet. This is a sovereign citizen movement trying to sue the U.S. government. Trying to sue the U.S. government and claim that I'm pretty sure. The reason that I showed you this address that says Corporation Service Company is because the two people, the mother and son, the Gullet and the Shaniqua or whatever, they own this company. The what is it? Corporation Service Company. Corporation. They own this company. And this is also the company that they claim owns the U.S. Company Corporation. United States Company Corporation. They claim both of those. So if they own the company and they're claiming the company owes them money after a fucking bankruptcy, how does that work? How do you own the company and they owe you money? There's one more thing I wanted to show. I think, is it here? Hold on. Rewarding the parties to show cause why she should not be declared a vexatious. Okay, that was the same one. They asked her 3 times how to show that she was not a vexatious litigant. That's not what I'm looking for, though. Is this one it? No, that one's not it. Docket number, BNC, certificate of mailing. There's one more thing I want to show right quick. Right here. History of the United States Company Corporation. This is what they call it in the Moorish community. So this is a Moorish website. I think this has it on there. The header of the image, the Articles of Incorporation, United States Corporation Company, filed in the Office of Secretary of the state of Florida, July 15th, 1925. But if we go down to, let's see if I can find it. This it? No, that's not it. Hold on. There is this it. There is a listing for the United States Corporation Company, and when it says DBA, like what else they're known under. See, someone has personally filed all these in every state. And it's private parties who are doing it, or someone that's part of the Moorish community, someone's part of the sovereign citizen community. But anyways, the one in Florida changed their name 3 times. They changed their name 3 times. They used to be the Chinese, the CCP basically corporation, and then they were the Chinese Republic People Corporation, and then they were the United States Public People Corporation, and then they were the United States Corporation Company Corporation. They changed their name 3 times until they ended up in they used to be the Chinese corporation, then suddenly they become the U.S. corporation. The guy owns it and he's suing himself. He's suing himself in bankruptcy court to get money from the U.S. government. These corporations are filed in every state, and in every state they're basically nothing. Like there's nothing to it, right? Rowan Ward III, United States Company Corporation. Sorry, you need to be logged in to see this chief position officer. Let's see who this guy is. Rodman Ward III. No, I didn't mean to do that. Corporation Service Company. That's corporation. Look at this. Rodman Ward III, president of this company. Corporation Service Company, Alaska. But this right here is Corporation Service Company, Florida. 1201 Hay Street, Tallahassee, Florida. That's weird. Wonder who this guy is. Let's see. Is the president and chief executive officer of CSC. Over his career, he worked in manufacturing. Who is this? Who is CSC and why are they incorporated? Rodman Ward III, chair, is the president and chief executive officer of CSC. Over his career, Ward worked in manufacturing as president of the Spiegman Company and vice president of Snap-on, European Equipment Division. He worked for FNC Corporation Division to Credit Sue as a precious metals trader with Delaware's Governor John Carney. Ward serves as co-chair in the Delaware Prosperity Partnership, the DPP, a public-private partnership economic development. He's also serves as advisory board of the Weinberg Center for Corporate Governance at the University of Delaware and is board member of the Leadership Delaware, an organization that recruits and mentors young professionals. Ward holds an MBA. What is this? Board of Advisors, President and CEO of Corporation Service Company. What is Corporation Service Company? Search. Request a Corporation Service Company is a company founded on January 1st, 1899 that operates a range of sectors. It's headquartered in Wilmington, Delaware. CSC has offices in the U.S., Canada, and Europe. This is a registration agent. CSC, we are the businesses behind business. This is how, the reason that this is listed in his name, United States Corporation Company, Rodman Ward III, is because he owns CSC. CSC helps you register a corporation, helps you register an LLC, helps you start a business. So it's going to be in his name because he's the authorizing agent. He's the authorizing agent for it. So even when they link this 1201 Tallahassee, Florida, and their name CSC is on the line. When they say the U.S. Corporation Company, or the U.S. Company Corporation, is from 1201, is at 1201 Hay Street, all that proves is they use CSC to register their corporation. They use CS the same way that I have an LLC and I used LLCs now online or whatever. I have a registering agent that's located out in, I don't know, fucking Tallahassee maybe or fucking Little Rock. I have no idea where the person's from. So that has little to nothing to do with it. I cannot believe that this is your fucking evidence. I cannot believe that you had to go to the Moorish Society to get people and find a frivolous suit that's been... These people have been thrown... This man, the gullet guy, has been thrown out of court over 300 fucking times. And he's suing the U.S. government, and you're like, oh yeah, that's the guy. That's him. That's the guy that we need. That's the guy that proves the U.S. is a corporation. That's the guy that proves it. What the fuck is wrong with y'all? Why can't you research stuff at a level of a fifth grader? Why can't you fucking Google something? Why are you spreading this shit everywhere for people to find? What is wrong with you? He's tried frivolous lawsuits over 300 times, and he doesn't have a single fucking successful lawsuit. So the one where he names U.S. Corporation Company, that's the one that you were like, oh yeah, the U.S. is a corporation. See, they filed suit, and then have the goddamn audacity to show up on a show and accuse me of fear-mongering. You guys just use a We Was King's religious zealot to prove that the U.S. is a corporation and it's bankrupt. And people should be worried. But don't worry, Trump saved us. He's the one who filed that in Florida. Oh, really? Trump is Taquan Gullet, a member of the Moorish Scientology movement? Are you shitting me? Fucking idiots. But I'm fear-mongering because I say that they're going to use the Q movement to fucking spout off a bunch of bullshit and use that to label us all. Gotcha. I'm the fearmonger. Fucking idiots. I'll leave you with this as proof. I know we kind of finished 20 minutes early, and I'm sorry this is really boring, but I had to prove it this way so no one can come and say I didn't fucking cover all the bases. There is no chance. There is no fucking chance that you've got evidence that proves disproves me. I've done this research. I've been sitting on this for almost 3 fucking months worth of research. So you can go eat a whole bag of dicks. I hope you enjoy them. I hope they're tasty and crunchy and whatever you long for them to be. But I'll leave you with this. Give me just a second. 2 things. One, let's open a new window here. That's the Active 1871, and we can go to YouTube.com. I'm just doing this to finish proving my case. I'll let them tell you in their own fucking words.
Real quick.
Fan on August 5th. Okay, it's out in the open now.
Yeah, he admitted to it.
Movement.
This before. I'm going to drop.
Would be a good start.
And Shane saying, I promise you this, there's a lot that there are still Americans said it a million times.
You're damn right.
I know.
Don't stop because it's not controlled.
I appreciate it.
He's 100% right.
Jesus Christ, where'd they do it at?
There has to be. There's going to be some mass event that's
RSV, WXY.
And we'll take a caller.
Yep.
Melissa in. Welcome, Melissa.
Is that a
pain? Just like Nancy said. Well, we got to pass it before we know what's in it.
So he had to go back in.
Sorry, I'm just trying to find the part where they talk about.
She walked in there.
Thank you for the super chat. White Hat.
Facebook in the process.
I think
so.
No, that's all of us are.
This is one of the things that I was accused of being full of bullshit on.
There you go.
Numbers.
Here it is.
I have those.
I'm gonna go ahead and let Jeff B answer first, and then I want to hear.
Let me get the question right quick.
Our room is full, so we got to try to get through these callers as quick as we can. Welcome, Blake, to Liberty.
Hey guys, can you hear me?
Yep, loud and clear. Go ahead.
Awesome. Hey Jeff, thank you for your service. Thank you Shane, and thank you Mike for what you do. I don't know if you guys did any research or not. I just want to ask a question: are we a corporation, United States a corporation, or are we a republic? I know what the original intent was, but
that's a great question. That's a great question, Blake. I know that we all have our own opinions. I know a lot of us have dug deep on that exact topic, the exact question that you're asking. I'm gonna go ahead and let Jeff B answer first, and then I want to hear Shane's response after Jeff.
Well, I mean, I would think we'd have to be a corporation.
Okay.
Because of all the money we borrowed, right? Yes. From after our Civil War, we borrowed money from the British and the Vatican. We have a DUNS number. We have an EIN numbers. I have those numbers, and I'm a corporation. So that tells me the government of the United States is a corporation.
I dropped the link in the private chat. Can you pull it up, Mike, or is that it's hard for me to do? I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, let me see. I don't know. I don't know if I want to try to pull up.
Yeah, no,
we went ghost white when I tried to do it earlier on the show, but I'll try real quick. Let's see what happens. All right, it'll pull up. So let me. The only problem is trying to share it. So let me see what happens. I'll take a chance. Let's see what happens.
Okay.
That's this link right here.
Mike, this is one of the things that I was accused of being full of bullshit on.
There you go.
Well, anyway.
And as you can see in this, there are over 60 documents
Unicorn.
proving our bankruptcy.
Yes, I found this. You can actually go search it for yourself. There's a bankruptcy case number. I have I won't say friend that works for the U.S. Attorney's Office, and they did a lot of research. But you got to go. It's very interesting. Look at the date that it was filed on. 10/14/2020. Who was president in 2020?
Yeah.
All right. How many times?
Right. So Trump is a Moorish man in prison that he and his mother are suing the federal government. That's Donald Trump. Gotcha. If you have a friend in the U.S. Attorney's Office, please report them immediately so they can be fired and fucking removed because they're a goddamn retard who didn't get past the opening statement.
Did Mr. T file for bankruptcy? I think he knows how to play the game.
Experience.
Exactly. And you got to realize September 30th, the fiscal year ends.
Yep.
And we start in October. November is going to get real interesting. Buckle up your seatbelt. It's going to be a fun ride. That's all I got to say.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me give a shout out to TM for the super chat. Says God bless. I think it's going to be all right. Thank you. Is it dessert? For your.
If you don't know what that link is, that's what I'm showing in Jeff's Telegram here. This is the exact link they got up. This is what we started with. Literally, they never made it further than this right here. And when they scrolled down, they started missing all these. Highly favored Shekinah L, Malik Rashni L, U.S. fucking inmate number 136972931. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And then to come out and to be so fucking brazen to say, yep, Mike, this is one of the things I was accused of being full of shit on. Like, I don't fuck around with you guys. Like, I don't come over there and attack your fucking bullshit every goddamn night. But you can't be more fucking responsible than this. You didn't even put, this is a theory, just like college professors do on this one. You just said, yep, there it is. This is one of the things I was accused of being a shit on. The name of the opposite attorney is Zozir Ra Nekatea, LDBA, Minister of Defense, Asiatic Nations of North America, Moorish Science Temple, Court of Equity and Truth. Does that scream legitimate? Somebody needs to come and make a fucking correction. Somebody needs to make a fucking correction on the next Liberty Warrior Truth and Intel show. All right, guys, I'm out of here for the night. Thank you for the donations. I think we just had the one from Ex Sugar Mama on the regular, on the Cult Club, and then on Buy Me a Coffee. Let me check the email just in case. Let me check the email. We had Joe Hyatt, that was from the regular one, and then we had Angler Management. Angler Management, thank you for the donation through Buy Me a Coffee. I appreciate it, guys. I'm going to see you guys on the next one. Somebody needs to put a fucking full goddamn retraction on their channel because this is fucking ridiculous. This is fucking ridiculous that you didn't make it down to see that the Moorish Church of Science, and you just let this guy, the guest, say on your show, well, it was in 2020, so I think Trump did the bankruptcy. Fuck off. I'm out of here. We'll see you guys in the next one. Everybody have a good night. I'll leave you with Patriot Street Fighter. Have a good one, guys.
Patriot Street Fighter, kicking ass and taking names.
In a car by yourself, probably with your saddle shoes on and your sister's bobby socks.
Patriot, meat diver gonna do a little dance with his tomahawk. Patriot. coming to your town on his motorbike. Or maybe not. Patriot, meat biter, technology is his middle name.
Now being conducted here and also across the world. See, we've got a, let's say we've got a camera issue here going to work on. Not sure why, but looks like we have the wrong camera working on.
Patriot, meat beater, bringing the love to his fellow man.
You want to kill yourself? No problem. I'll hand you a rusty butter knife. You can cut your head off right in front of me. I have no problem with that if that's what you want to do.
Patriot, weed fighter, give us a call, we can do it all. Patriot, street sweeper. People, alien sex. What's next? Trump in a dress, fucking Flynn on his desk. A retard in a vest, climbing up 5G towers. Cause you told him if he did, he'd get fucking superpowers. Here we go, I think I started some shit. Piss him off,
Everybody have a good night. I don't know. Maybe we'll get a retraction. Maybe we won't. They seem pretty upset anytime anybody mentions them. But fuck, I mean, I can't just let this bullshit keep going. What? Like you didn't do any research at all. At all. We'll see you guys. Don't forget Griftbusters a week from today, 4:30 p.m. Eastern, followed by my regular show. So Griftbusters with Intel Lady now. Thank you for joining us.
I strapped it to my shoes and then I flew through the roof. I found myself strapped to an F-16.
Thank you, Scott McKay, for Compatriot Up.
Put on a light coat of baby oil and saluted the troops. He tapped me on the shoulder and said, "This is gonna be it." Whoa, wait. Stop. What? I'll get my files. Wait, what are you doing? Stop. Hold on. Fucking stop. Dude, come on. Seriously. My mom's an alcoholic. Oh, give me oh my God. Damn it. Here we go, I think I started some shit. Piss them off, it's about to get lit. Get the place in the bets, you know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet. Here we go, I think I started some shit. Piss them off, it's about to get lit. Get the place in the bets, you know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet. Round 3. Down goes Nino. Please say it isn't so. Got him backed up on the ropes, trying to ram it down his throat. Now things are getting rocking. He was doing so well. It's all over. Hands on his shoulders, they ringing his bell. You got Frog News Network doing no damn research. They be working copy on Cox that came first. 9th inning, second string, and they acting like they know hitters. Assholes throwing bullshit shit and runs to the shitter. All this nonsense on my conscience. It's hard to sleep at night. Who the fuck is in my window with this time of the night? These parasites, these leeches, with all their secret meetings, teaching all you fucking cretins about baby-eating heathens. Believing in reason with no meaning is bullshit. Will Bird motherfuckers out here busting the grifts. Here we go, I think I started some shit. Piss them off, it's about to get lit. Get the place in the bets, you know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet. Here we go, I think I started some shit. Piss 'em off, it's about to get lit. Get the place in them beds, you know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet.
You don't have those guts because you're a pussy. You're a pussy wearing aviator glasses in your mother's basement, and I won't even give out your dime store handle because that's really pathetic. But I can tell you this about if this douchebag happens to see this particular show, you don't have the forking balls to call out the people on this planet by name and tell them exactly who they are and tell them the rest of the world who they are. You don't have the forking balls. You don't have the balls.
Okay, Scott. Here we go, I think I started some shit. Piss 'em off, it's about to get lit. Get the place in them beds, you know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet. Here we go, I think I started some shit. Piss 'em off, it's about to get lit. Get the place in them beds, you know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet. And they say that I'm a lunatic. Well, listen, bitch, I came equipped with a quick wit and a sixth sense for the stupid shit. Where my true believer? Y'all need Jesus. Praise the Lord, head to the extreme. All these false fucking prophets who profit off of gossip. Worshipping drums, cocking, begging for a throat deposit. Swinging fucking meat hammers like fool in a thong. He's strapped to the shaft, eating his chest like he's King Kong. Starving for attention, I'ma make your gut burst. I'll be your huckleberry, I can quench that thirst. Baby eating lizard people, alien sex. What's next? Trump in a dress, fucking Flynn on his desk. A retard in a vest, climbing up 5G towers. Cause you told him if he did, he'd get fucking superpowers. Here we go, I think I started some shit. Piss 'em off, it's about to get lit. Get the place in them beds, you know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet. Here we go, I think I started some shit. Piss 'em off, it's about to get lit. Get the place in them beds, you know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet. I used to find clues too when I was high on shrooms. I found myself a tunnel that led to Jason Q's bedroom. Opened his closet, I found some of his meat rockets. I strapped it to my shoes and then I flew through the roof. I found myself in orbit strapped to an F-16. High on amphetamine, with Trump in between. Put on a light coat of baby oil and saluted the troops. He tapped me on the shoulder and said, "This is gonna be it." Whoa, wait. Stop. What? I'll get my files. Wait, what are you doing? It's it. Stop. Hold on. Fucking stop. Dude, come on. Seriously. This is my arms and alcohol. Oh, give me a... Oh, my God. Damn it. Here we go, I think I started some shit. Piss 'em off, it's about to get lit. Get the place in them beds, you know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet. Here we go, I think I started some shit. Piss 'em off, it's about to get lit. Get the place in them beds, you know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet. Round 3. Down goes Nino. Please say it isn't so. Got him backed up on the ropes.